Today I'm going to show you how to make a hexagon. Launch your hook, and I do mine in an unusual way. Yes, hello Kiowa. There you go. But I've always done it that way, in more than half a century. It's always worked. Okay, we begin our hexagon with 4 chain, and then we use a slip stitch to form it into a circle and 2 more chains. Now we're going to do 6 single crochet in the circle, and while we're doing that we're also going to weave in this tail. So we go 1, now pull the tail around underneath. This gives it a thicker, sorry about that, a thicker center. You do this a lot with Irish crochet lace. You use more thread to thicken it. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm hoping it's up in 6. Okay, now we're going to go through the 2 chains with a slip stitch, and then 2 chains again. 2. Okay, yes, I love you, dear. Yes, I do. Cats are much like children, and elderly parents, they want a lot of attention, but that's okay. Okay, the next line, the next row, you're going to put 2 single crochet in each one of these. Let go of the yarn. Each one of these. And you're going through both loops. 1, 2. Yes, yes, I know. I'm trying to make a movie here. 1, 2. Leave the scissors alone. Can you see it? 1, 2. 1, 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're back to where you started. So our next row you're going to do a slip stitch in here and 2 chain, and then you're going to start with 1 single crochet in 1 stitch and then the 2 in the next. And every time you do this first thing, the very next one you got to go through the 2 loops. So 1, and then when you're doing 2 in 1 stitch, it's through both loops. 1, 2. Now, to make it look interesting, it doesn't need to be that way. You can go through both loops all the way around, but I just wanted it to look a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go through the back loop when it's a single one, and through both loops when it's the double. Not double crochet, double single crochets within 1 stitch. So let me do it again. 1, 2. 1 in the back loop, 2 through both loops. 1 in the back loop, 2, 1 in the back loop, and 2 through there. And so that was 6 sets of that. Slip stitch, 2 chains. Our next row is 1, 1, and 2. Very simple. And again, only because this is the very first step, we're going to go through both of them. 1, back loop, 1, both loops, 1, 2. Do this 6 times. 1, back, back, both, with 2. Back, back, both. Okay, and as you can see, it makes a lovely circle, and it increases every row. Sorry, I'm counting too while I'm talking. It goes very quickly, and you can keep this pattern going for as long as you want to. You can make a rug out of it. You can make a bedspread out of it. You can just keep going by increasing. So you've got your slip stitch, 2 chain, and then we did 2. You can always double check. 1, 2. So the next row is going to be 3. The next row would be 4, 5. You can keep going by increasing all of that. Or I'll show you when you've got it as the base as wide as you'd like it, then we stop, and I'll show you what to do next. But this is 3, 1, back loop, 2, 3, double, not double crochet, 2 single crochets in there. 1, 2, oops, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 and 1, 1, 2, 3, yep, 2 and 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 and 1. Okay, now you're back here again. So let me help you out. Think for a minute. What are you going to do next? Good job. You're going to do a slip stitch through those chains and do 2 chains. And we just did 3, so this row is 4. 1, back, 2, 3, 4, and 2. Hi, Kiowa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And 2. And you're still doing sets of 6. If you start out with a base of 6 and you continue increasing in this circle, then you'll always have the sets of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And by now you can see the pattern. You can see it there, there, there. It's really neat. Right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. My yarn is having fun being a little tangly. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't really have to count. You can see it. But just for the video's sake, I thought I would count it. Okay, now we're heading to the last stretch. 1, 2, dip, let it go. 3, and yes, you can talk to your yarn. 4, okay, here we go. Now you have your basic circle going on here now. And from this point, you can, like I said, keep going, adding another stitch in each section around until it's as big as Nova Scotia. Or if you want to use this as the base and make it a basket, make it a cap, or whatever, now you would just stop the double the 2s, you would just do a single crochet all the way around and keep going, and it stops expanding, of course, and it starts getting small. This is the basic circle for a head, if you're making stuffed animals, or a basket, or cap, or anything like that. Really fun. Now, from this point, we're going to add some corners where I've got the arms, the rays going. So this had 6 to begin with, and so we're going to have 6 corners here. So this would be a hexagon. If you had wanted to do a pentagon with 5, you would have done 5 single crochets, and then you would have had 5 rays, and you could do what I'm going to show you as the points. For a pentagon would be 5. You could do a triangle with 3. A quadrilateral is 4. A septagon is 7. And you think, well, what in the world would you use a 7-pointed star for? Well, it's used in really interesting stars. Octagon is 8. I don't know what the Latin is for 9. Decagon is 10. You just determine what you want in that center circle, and that will give you the rays that you need for whatever your end project is. Okay, so we are ready. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows now. That was the center. 1, you can see it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got our 6 points. So that's a nice even space. So this, I'm going to make your circle into a hexagon. You continue it the way you were. Slip stitch 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, get in there. 5. Let's double check. And as you can see, here we are. This is where we would normally put the 2. So we're going to go 1 there, and then 2 chains, and then another single crochet in there. Let me go. 1, 2 back loops, 3, 4, 5, and then double, not double, 2 single crochets separated by 2 chains. One chain and a single crochet in that same spot. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. Now if you look at it, you can already see it. You're already seeing the corners. And you just go around, 2, 3, 4, 5, doing a corner. It's a very simple corner. You could do it with 1 chain, but then your little peaks would not be as sharp. 4, 5. For example, hang on. Let me show you. If we did this with just 1 chain, and that again, see, it's a softer corner, and we want a sharp corner. So back it up. One of the reasons I love crochet is you can back it up. Okay, 1. Now we're coming to the home stretch. 3, 4, 5. Last one, single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, and now here we are. We are ready to end it. So single slip stitch, and my cat has moved my scissors. Okay, slip stitch. I cut a little bit above where that's going to be, where that is. Pull it through tight and then size it out. Just tug it a little bit. Now you can go ahead and weave this in right now, or we're going to put another color on here and I'll weave it in at that time. But as you can see, when you do through both loops, it's a nice solid look. When you do it through a back loop, it moves more and it breathes more. Okay? So if you wanted to do a solid face, you do it through all of the loops, both of the loops. If you don't mind it having some give, do it through just the front or the back loop. So here's your hexagon. Hexa means 6. And I'm going to be using this to make a beehive, Afghan. Now, we've got this. I'm going to put another row of a darker gold on there, and then I'm going to put them together with a white. Not my original idea. I saw it on Pinterest and I loved it, but this design is mine. Okay? Because make it your own. Use their patterns, but do something to it to say, this is me. I made this. Alright, so here you go, from beginning to a hexagon. Let me show you. If you were going to end that, this is how you weave it in. You just stick your needle through, grab it, pull through so that you can't see it. If this were a different color, you would do same colors to weave it through. Okay, you can weave it just about anywhere. You can weave it through these if you wanted to. I like weaving it through the stitch that is going to be stitched next in the next row. Okay, and then when you're getting it sort of close, do 2, tug it through and go backwards 1. Oops, I don't think you could see that, to the back. Alright, it's okay to have just a little dibbly bit left over, but if you want to just, there's no fast rule about where to do this, as long as you get it in. There you go. It's like magic. Well, I've enjoyed showing you how to make a hexagon, and I'm sure you enjoyed having my cat in my lap for part of it. And look for more on my blog for Sheltering Tree.